Perry Pencil. Everyone, this is Perry Pencil, and yes, it is getting closer. It is time for Avengers Infinity War. Today I'm going to be drawing Iron Spider. I was excited when I saw this trailer, and when I first looked at it and saw that the portal was opened up and Thanos came out, and I saw what role Spider-Man was playing in it, I got really nervous, but at the same time, the Iron Spider-Man suit is crazy. So now we're going to get ready to jump in and learn how to draw the Iron Spider. Alright, let's jump on in. Go ahead on and divide your page in half, top to bottom. Once completed, come down a little bit, just enough so that his head doesn't go up to the top of the page. Drop an oval shape in for his head. Once completed, I'm going to go ahead and put an oval for his neck. And it's going to be on an angle. Draw a line straight across. Then go ahead and measure it to the chest, index finger and thumb. Come down one more time for his waist. We'll go ahead and sketch in an oval shape for his torso or his upper body. Now this is going to be a 3/4 view, so go ahead and draw a line for his chest, and the line is going to come off the center line. If you notice, I have the line going straight down from top to bottom of the page and going off to the left hand side. Now we're going to go ahead on and put the edge of his body in, left and right. Drop in a circle for his shoulder. Do the same thing for his right side, but the difference is going to be that you don't see the entire circle because his chest is going to cover that. Have a line come down and put cylinders in for his bicep and tricep, and do the same thing for his left side. I usually do a little line here just to measure the right and left. Put the bottom of the cylinder in, circle for his elbow. And have the rest of his arm go right off the bottom of the page. Now, overall, the mechanical part of everything is done. We're going to start on his face now. Put a line across for his eyes. Immediately put in what I call the contour of his head shape. Then drop in 2 lines for his temple line. Put his jawline in. And reference the ears here where the eye line is. And then you drop his jaw in. Once you finish sketching his jaw or roughing his jaw in, immediately go to the eye goggles. I'm going to switch pencils here, get a little bit more detailed. And then come to the left side and we'll do the same thing. Then what you want to do is individually put the webbing on his mask in the middle and on the right and left side of the mask. Once completed, go ahead and add lines on the right and left again above the eye goggle, and come down to the bottom portion of the mask and put 2 lines, and then an additional 2 lines that's on the bottom going towards the jaw and out towards the sides of the goggles. Now once you do that, you come up with a line straight across just above his eye, up and down, and do the same thing at the edge of the goggles towards the side of his head. Come down, repeat the same shape. And then you're going to do a second line at the bottom portion of the mask. Now we're going to start with his neck. The other one's going to come from behind the left ear. Go ahead and place the next webbing up underneath his chin. You can zoom out here to see the entire body as we work our way down. Put the webbing on his neck. And feel free at any given time if you need to pause this video to catch up. We have a line that extends from the neck down to the shoulder. We're going to deal with the right side. Around that shoulder and connect it to the line that's on the outside. Then put his forearm in and then go straight off the page. We're going to deal with his chest. So you're going to take his chest right outside of the line I have drawn there and swoop around. See? Have his rib cage come out in and go off the page. Now the center line that I have drawn here is a guideline for the left side of his chest, or the left chest. Have that line swoop around right where the line is drawn for the chest, and then come up on the left side near the arm, and then put his left shoulder in. There's going to be a bit of detail where the muscle that is on the right side cuts under, and you have a little bit of the pectoral muscle that goes from left to right on the angle. Now for the shoulder, his left shoulder, we're going to wrap that around that circle that was sketched in earlier. That way that's a reference for the muscle. Help us get the roundness to that form. Now we're going to deal with the bicep, which is just a straight line down. The line is already existing there. All we have to do is go over it and create a darker line. And then for his tricep, do the same thing around the back of the arm. And if notice I use that circle as a reference there in that area for the muscle that wraps around the elbow. Then I'm gonna put the elbow in and then go off the page. Now we're gonna go ahead and put his rib cage in. We're just in front of the bicep there. As a reference or a guide, come down right off the page and put his hips in. Now I'll clean it up a little bit so we can begin putting the detail in the Iron Spider. Now we're going over this with a HB pencil. Notice I'm going over the contour, or let's just say the outline of Iron Spider's body. And I'll just darken it in so you can see exactly where everything is going to go. So I'm going ahead and darken it in. And this is a refining point in the tutorial where, if you notice with my pencils now, I'm sure where I want everything to go. So you don't need to be afraid to go ahead and go dark at this point, because right now everything is being refined or finalized with your pencils. So if you notice, I'm quickly sketching in where I want the web lines to go. Switch pencils here to a mechanical pencil because it's a little, the lead, the point is not as blunt, so I can go ahead and start sketching in the big portion of the spider that's in the center of his chest. and just on the top of his abs there. So again, it's more like a octagon shape that closes at the top, and then you have out of that a line that goes on an angle up towards his shoulder, and put the same thing on his right side. And notice that I'm dancing from right to left, left to right with these lines here, that way so I don't forget later where they go in place. So you have a line that comes down, and notice that his body is tilted back. So when you put the spider, the detail on the spider on his chest in, is going to be on an angle that is leaning back a little bit, but not straight forward, making his body look awkward. So the next pair of legs that's going to go around to his shoulder, if you notice, goes over the shoulder and wraps around to the back side of the shoulder on the left. On the right, we're going to do the same thing. Only difference is you don't see all of the detail that's on the left that's on the right, because the right cuts off, because his body's in a 3/4 view. So at this point, you want to have the contour following the same shape down to the bottom portion of his upper shoulder. And follow that contour down to his waist. Now for his waist, we want to do an additional line and curve, and have a bit of webbing that comes up just underneath his rib cage here. And there's 4 lines there, and then come back to the right side and match the left side. And this contour goes up on the higher part of the shoulder and his lower neck. And then we're going to put his abs in. And here I'm putting in the contour of each part of the spider legs that's on his chest. Notice all I'm doing is following the exact same lines that's already there. And when you repeat these shapes, it makes a kind of beveled look, or what's on them is that pop off the actual suit that's underneath them, or the latex he's wearing. Or I should say thin layer armor. And continue to do the contour and add another line to each layer. Now for the left arm, you have a line that comes straight down on his between his bicep and tricep, and then right here on his forearm, he has a piece that comes up and goes down, go up again. And here's another kind of the same pattern here, right on his bicep. And what you want to do is you want to have kind of like a check, is a check, and then another one, and then you repeat that same thing. So it's 4 lines on his bicep. Then there's a bit of webbing that's on his bicep and tricep here. Go straight across, and then one time again in the bottom there. So now we're going to work on his abs a bit. For his abs, I just divided in half, and then you can just indicate it. Honestly, you don't really see the musculature or the muscle where his abs are, because he has actual webbing that actually overlaps that, so it kind of covers up the detail of his abs. Now the webbing that's on his upper chest is just like the original costume. So you have that fan out on the rest of his shoulders there, and put the webbing line in here, wrap it around his neck, and then on his upper chest he just has it goes once and then twice here. So it's literally 2 lines in there. And then repeat the same thing on his right side that was done on the left side, where he has lines that go through the contour. If you notice, I'll have those lines going through there, and then there's individual thin lines that come together, and in between the piece on his shoulder there. And then the webbing on his forearm is going to go straight across here and go down, and then eventually off the page. Now, then the same process on the right. Only this time you get to see a different angle of it. So the actual latex part comes on the outside of his right arm, and then just like I did on the left side, you have those what I call those check marks that go on the bicep here, and it goes on the angle, and he has the metal braces that go across his forearm off the page. Now I'm gonna clean it up, do some final detail. And during this process here, it's just the finalizing of the overall drawing. And this is just for anything that you recognize that needs to be fixed or cleaned up. You can go ahead and make those adjustments. And please let me know how you like this video. And definitely, are you excited about Avengers Infinity War? And how you think Spider-Man's going to fare against Thanos, things like that. Leave that in the comment section, because I definitely want to know your opinion on what role do you think Iron Spider's going to play in it, and what was he doing when he landed on the porthole part, or the portal. Again, this is an exciting time, and I'm going to continue to work on various characters that's going to be a part of the Avengers Infinity War. And that's going to complete this drawing. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe by pressing this round button at the bottom. Also, click on one of the 2 top videos at the top. Please like this video, tell a friend, and share it on Facebook. Thank you. Perry Pencil.